everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Fritzie, and for today's video, I'm going to be doing a tutorial slash review on the new Jaclyn Hill palette. So Jaclyn Hill and Morphe collaborated and they came out with this palette called the Jaclyn Hill palette. That's a lot of Jaclyns. And it has 35 eyeshadows. So let me just open it up. Comes with this little card. It has all the eyeshadows and the names of it. And then it looks like this. I actually watched Jaclyn's reveal video last night and I got this morning, so that's kind of crazy. And she said that she made this palette for pretty much everyone in the industry, whether you just love makeup or just starting out, you're a pro. This is the palette that you should have in your kit. And then let me get this out of the way. I do not have a code with Morphe. So if you're interested in buying this palette or any products from Morphe, unfortunately, I don't have a code. So I'm not really affiliated with them, even though I have some of their products. I don't get paid by Morphe, and they just sent me this palette for my consideration. So if I want to do a review or not, doesn't really matter for them or for me. So I'm simply doing this because I want to see if it lives up to its expectations from all the reviews that I've been seeing. Like, I want to see it for myself if it's really worth the hype. So anyway, this is the look that I came up with using the Jaclyn Hill palette. I focused on the eyes, so this is the eye makeup look. And if you're interested to see how I created this look and the shadows I use, then just keep on watching. Okay, so the first shadow I'm gonna use is Silk Cream. This is like a nice transition shade. So I'm just gonna apply it right above my crease area. I'm just building it up. So far, so good. This one looks very soft on my skin. I don't even know if you can tell. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and use Crimsicle. Let's try that. Because the first one didn't really show on my skin. Okay. Alright, much better. And then also, I remember her saying that each shadows on this palette were pressed differently. That was like my first time hearing about something like that. So we'll see. I don't even know. So far, it looks good. The transition shade is good. This one's like a really warm, lighter brown, and it is buildable, as you can see. Still no harsh lines, which is good. So that means it's easy to blend. So now I'm gonna move on to the crease color. I'm gonna use the shade Buns. Let's see how that looks. That's nice. Okay, I'm just gonna try and build it up. I always have trouble blending this area of my eye. I don't know why. Maybe I have like a dry patch right there. It's really pretty. Alright, so I'm just gonna darken that up some more. Let's use Jax. Maybe that's her nickname. It's like a dark plum color. And just so you know, I'm not putting too much pressure on my brushes. And so far, I have no fallouts down here, so that's a good sign. That means it's not like chalky or too loose. Ooh, I like it so far. But these are just the matte colors. Okay, so now I'm gonna use something cool. So this next shade, it's like a cool brown, and the name of it is Central Park. And I'm gonna apply this on the outer part of my eye. Okay, usually it's so hard for me to blend a darker color around this area. Like, I get that harsh line, but today it's so easy for me to blend it. The shadow is giving me life. So I'm just gonna go in right on the inside of my crease. So whatever's left on the brush, I'm just gonna sweep it across like this. Ooh. Okay, for something darker, this is supposed to be like the black from this palette, and I'm gonna apply Abyss. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And I'm just gonna run it down the lash line, just like that. So it doesn't look black black, it looks like a blue black to me. It has a little bit of tint, but it's not black, that's for sure. So I'm just gonna sweep this a little higher to look like an eyeliner, and I'm just blending it with the rest of the shadows. And then I'm gonna go back with Central Park and just blend it out some more. You want to keep blending it out till you're satisfied with how it looks. Ooh, I honestly don't even know what I'm trying to do here, what kind of look I'm going for. I'm just trying to like play around with this palette. I love how it's buildable, so that's really good. Like this black right here, it's getting more intense now that I'm building it up. So I'm just like barely patting it to apply the black shadow. And then I'm like sweeping it like gently upwards and then just going back. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to the shimmers. I think I want to try the shimmer called Queen. So it's like a gold bronzy shimmer. I'm just gonna pat this right on my lid. Ooh. Wow. All right, I see you, Jaclyn. That looks really good, no joke. I'm really liking the color payoff of this. Oh. So I'm just like packing it on my lid. So it's not even wet. It's not a wet brush. Everything's dry. Just imagine if I'm using a wet brush. Ooh. Go back with Central Park and like clean this up. I just hope that the shimmer doesn't transfer on my upper lid right here because I do have monolid. So once I open my eyes and it transfers, that's the thing that I hate the most when I do shimmers. So hopefully it doesn't do that, but so far so good. Okay, let's move on to the lower lashes. So now I'm going to apply Chip on the lower lash. Yeah, it's so smooth, you guys. I'm not even kidding. I'm really enjoying blending this. It's so effortless. It's really pretty. And then I'm going to apply Obsessed. I remember from her video, she said that she changed the formulation for this like 30 times or something like that. So let's see if I'll get Obsessed. I'm just going to apply it on my tear ducts. Ooh, that's a nice highlight. Wow. And usually when I do my tear ducts, like I have to wet the pigments on here. But this one, it's so buttery and creamy. You can really see the pigments on there. Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna do my brow bone and I'm gonna apply Beam. So we'll just highlight my brow bone. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's crazy. Okay, she wasn't kidding about this. So Beam is the one that has the yellow undertone. So this is perfect for any skin tone. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that is it for the tutorial, and let's move on to my final thoughts. I have some pros and cons. I think I'll start with the cons just to get it over with. Yeah. The first one would be the packaging. It's a cardboard packaging, and I'm not really a fan of the cardboard packaging for anything because I feel like if I spill something on this, it'll get wet right away and it'll soak it. I'll just mess up everything unless this is waterproof, but I doubt it. And then another thing too, since it's cardboard, if you keep using this palette, I mean, it's meant to be used like every day and all that stuff. If you keep opening it, the crease, it can start to rip on the sides and all that. So you might end up taping it later on or even sooner than that. And then another thing with the packaging, it's white. Like, yes, it looks very clean. I like how it looks clean, but then, I mean, come on, even your brushes, they get dirty, the handles get dirty. So if you're doing your eyeshadows or your face, it will get on the packaging because it's freaking white. You'll get fingerprints on it, and over time, it's just gonna look dirty. And I don't know if I want to be carrying a dirty palette. Like if it was plastic, then it'll be easier for you to just like wipe it and disinfect it and all that stuff. But with this, since it's like paper, it's gonna be harder for you to sanitize your palette. And the other thing that bothered me, the shadows inside have no names. So it looks like one of those basic palettes that come in bulk or something, and you just choose whatever color you want and things like that with no names. But they did add a little poster with all of the eyeshadows, and it has the names on there. So now I'm thinking maybe I should just tape this on the back of the palette. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do, because once I lose this poster, that's it. I wouldn't know the names of it unless I look it up online. And who knows, what if they don't post it online or something like that? So this is the back of the palette. I just wish that the names of it were stuck on the back, so I don't have to worry about this little poster to bring around or whatever. There's two eyeshadows on here that I don't really care about. The Silk Cream and MFEO. It didn't really show up on my skin, so I'm like, whatever about it. And then for the price, people are saying it's kind of pricey with the shipping. People are saying that Morphe has ridiculous shipping, and especially if you're from a different country. So it's really up to you now if you want to buy it or not, if you're willing to pay that much for shipping. I can control the shipping prices for that. I don't really know what to say to help you guys out with the price, but that's the price that they chose. And it is a collaboration, and she's a big deal. So yeah, that's that. And then now let's move on to the pros. Okay, for the pros, I was kind of scared to even try this palette, because when someone that has her skin tone creates a palette like that, they tend to create colors that suits their own skin tone. So for me, I'm really tan. I get darker for summer, so if I use something that's like really light colors, cool colors, it doesn't look good on me. But the colors from this palette really suits my skin tone, so that really makes me happy. There's enough warm colors to complement my type of skin tone. For pigmentation, since I only did a few eyeshadows on here, I think I did 6 eyeshadows. For those eyeshadows, I give it a 9 out of 10 because I was able to blend it really well. I didn't have a hard time blending it, and I don't have any harsh lines, and I didn't get any harsh lines when I was applying this, and I actually didn't take too long to blend everything out. I've had eyeshadows where I sat there for such a long time trying to blend it out and trying to just build it up too. Okay, so I really like how I'm able to build up these shadows on top of each other without no fuss. And then usually when you apply too much different shadows on your eyelid, sometimes it ends up looking a little bit gray, but this does not look gray at all, and it does not look washed out or anything like that. And then the color payoff, this bronzy look, oh my gosh, it's so good. Like the shimmer is there, and I just packed it on, and then the inner corner shadow, it's really good too. So I was able to pack it on and build it without losing the true color of the eyeshadows. And another thing I liked about this is that for the shimmer, I have monolids. So once I apply a shimmer shadow on my eyelids and then I open my eyes like this, and then when I close it back down, I'll end up having a shimmer right on my crease area, if I can even find it. But yeah, like there is no transfer on the crease area. It's stay put on the lid area, so that's really good. I really like that. So I give that a 10 out of 10, no transfer. And it's really hot in my room right now, so I thought it would like really melt and just make my eyelids really sweaty. So it's kind of hot in my room, and I thought that the shadows will just melt and kind of leave my eyelids since I'm starting to get oily and stuff like that, but it's still here. I've had it on for a couple hours now, and it's still on, no transfer or whatsoever. It's creamy, it's very soft. It was so easy for me to blend it. which was really good. I tend to not use eyeshadows that's harder to blend, and the formulation on these shadows are amazing. I'm pretty surprised. I thought it'll just be one of those like super cheap formulation, and when she said that she really picked the formulation and told them that she wants certain eyeshadows pressed differently and things like that, I think she really did it with this palette. I can just tell because the matte shadows, they're not chalky at all. And let me add too, I had no fallouts using the darker shadows or even the shimmer. There's no fallouts. And let me add one more thing. I didn't have any eyeshadow primer, so this is the look with no eyeshadow primer. Wow, I'm like blown away. All right, so in conclusion, I really thought that I would be disappointed with this palette. And I'm being honest. Palette again, yes, like I can't wait to try the other colors and do more looks with this palette. Will I recommend this palette? Yes, I think this palette will be great for someone that's just starting out. Even if you're a pro, you can definitely use this. There's so many like transition shades on this, which I'm excited about since I have monolids. That's all you can see pretty much on my eyes unless I close my eyes then. But usually I really like to focus on my transition shades and the crease color because that's the only part you can see when my eyes are open. So overall, I would give this palette a 9 out of 10, and just because of the packaging, just because of the cons that I said earlier. But other than that, the formulation, pigmentation, the blendability, the color payoff, I think it's amazing. And I'm not just saying this because they sent me this package. I really didn't have to do this, but I did it because I know everyone's going to be asking for this palette. So that's my honest review for this palette. I think I'm going to subscribe to Jaclyn Hill. Okay. All right, so that is it for this review. I hope you guys liked it and I hope you guys learned something. And then let me know if you're interested in trying this palette, if you're gonna buy it or not. I want to know your thoughts down below. So don't forget to leave me a comment. And if you want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel if you want to see more beauty related videos like this one. And I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.